Hey, hot babies, I know what you're here for. It is the card review of The Brothers War. Let me tell you what we're going to do. Brothers War is the next Magic the Gathering set coming out, and its code is MTGBRO, much like me. We're going to go through all the cards, and let me tell you how we're going to go through them. First, everything I say is absolute ground truth and will be the way the cards play on release, even though I haven't gotten the chance to play with them and have actually not seen any of them. Two, I like to joke and fuck around, so let's not actually take this too seriously. Three, if at any point in time you want to bribe me to change some of my ratings, 5 gifted subs is a really good starting way to steer my behavior. And so we'll be looking at cards with some limited, some constructed, basically some random consideration, because I just want to see what the cards are. All right, here we go. First card, Aeronaut Cavalry, 4 and a white. Flying, when Aeronaut Cavalry enters battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on another target soldier you control. Oh my god, this is such a sad limited card. It's such a sad limited card. Let me actually scoot this frame in just a little bit. You know, this is the kind of card that a limited player gets really excited about. Oh my god. An overcosted mediocre flyer that puts a +1/+1 counter on? Oh! I genuinely think that the same people that do drafts as their main form of fun in Magic are the same as the kind of people that frequent /r/frugal and talk about how, well, you see this kind of plant, you can cut half of it up and eat that, and then plant the other half in your kitchen. And 11 days later, you'll have 2 inches more of green onions. Like, it's this really sad evaluation of the properties of a card like this. This is a 0 out of 5 in all formats, and if you run this and it wins your draft, keep in mind it's a 0 out of 5. All right. Airlift Captain, 2 and a white for a 1/1 flyer. When Airlift Chaplain enters battlefield, mill 3 cards. Put a plains card or creature card with mana value 3 or less from among the cards milled this way into your hand. If you don't, put a +1/+1 counter on Airlift Chaplain. What is going on in this art? Literally, the art in this card is as confusing as the text. You know what I mean? Is she healing this guy? Is she pissed that she has to heal this guy? Is she really excited about this new flavor of energy drink? And this guy just really needs to understand how important 12,000% vitamin B12 is. It's J. Rome says she's returning a plains to her hand, obviously. That is a good point. I do think that plains traditionally glow and fit into bottles. So I'm going to give this a question mark out of 5, because it's unclear to me what's happening or what the value of this is. This is kind of just a funky card. It's like a worth... What's the name of it? Like the Sky Scanner? That's a little flying artifact where you, search for a land and put it in the hand? Seems better. Ambush Paratrooper. Oh, yes. Oh, I don't think I've seen a character like this in Magic in a long time. It's a 2-mana 1/2 with flash and flying. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Okay, so first, a few things. A guy who just has blades that emit out like Zealot style, or like Strider Hiryu, one of my favorite characters in all of games, and also probably my number 1 character in Marvel's Capcom 2. This is so unwieldy. All you can do is punch with extra unwieldiness. And let me tell you, this just doesn't make any sense unless you brace it against your arm as you fall from the sky to try to perfectly land on them. Ugh. Doesn't seem very valuable. So this guy, absolutely, you would not want to go grab you a cup of coffee or something like that. He'd kill a lot of people on accident. But as a card, I think this is actually an unbelievably strong limited card. I think this is unbelievably strong as a limited card. Just sensational. 10 out of 10. It would be sensational in the last set, but either way, I'm finding that Wizards is increasingly skewing limited cards to be more generally stronger at common. So I'd actually give this a 4 out of 5 in limited. Being able to spend 5 to boost everything with how board stally the recent limited sets have been, I'd give it a high rating. Calamity's Wake. Exile all graveyards. Players can't cast non-creature spells this turn. Exile Calamity's Wake. Fucking 10 out of 10. 10 out of 5. Whoa, who printed this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Look, this is an image of someone going to their local game store to play Modern after this card got printed. What is this? It's an uncommon instant speed exile graveyard, and you can't cast non-creature spells. This is unbelievable, man. Oh my gosh, yeah, no, play during your opponent's upkeep. Blast their whole graveyard. There's a lot of decks that are built around reanimation, and this will just roast them. Oh my god, see you later, Control Gator. Oh, this is some good shit. Oh, yes. I really like how, for many years, people were like, I don't know, I don't really feel like white has an identity in Magic. It's just so muddled. And Wizards was like, what if we just made white, like, fucking so good? And I think they've done it. I give it, literally, I give this like a 6 out of 5 in constructed formats. Given the current setup of Standard, I think this might even be a 4 out of 5 in current Standard as well. This is unbelievable. Deadly Riposte. Oh, it's everyone responding to Elon Musk on Twitter. 1 and a white. Deadly Riposte deals 3 damage to target tapped creature, and you gain 2 life. Solid limited card. There are better removal spells in white. This might actually be constructed playable, because this is like a lightning strike. It's, okay, so Lightning Helix is a card that's red-white. Deal 3 damage, gain 3 life. This is a more limited Helix that doesn't need red. Maybe this is actually a 4 out of 5. I think this is actually a very good constructed card. In limited, I'm unclear. I'm unclear where I'm sitting. It is only tapped creatures, which is a bit of a substantial downside. Lightning Helix can just shoot faces. But as a standard player, it's very creature heavy. I think Deadly Riposte is going to be pretty white. I think Deadly Riposte is going to be pretty good. Did I mention I'm tired? I think this card is probably going to be a white card. Did you see me give that rating? Oh my god, that's so good. It might be brown, but I think it might be a white card. Like, yeah, no, this is definitely a white card. But I think it might actually be really good. Disenchant. This card sucks. I can't even see it ever being run in any format. I mean, all it does is destroy artifacts and enchantments, and like, when have those been powerful in the history of Magic the Gathering? Like, All right, let's look at the art. Oh my god, this art looks like when those AIs first came out that were like trying to generate images, and they all just looked like weird nightmare fuel. Oh, let me just remind all of you that Disenchant is just a solid old school card. It's just a solid card. It's been solid forever. Just picks off key things. There are some better versions of it, but this is kind of like your traditional counterspell. It's just a well-rounded, nice card, well-costed. Nice. Great Desert Prospector. Ah, yes. All of us in 2040. 4 and a white for a 3/2 when Great Desert Prospector enters battlefield. Create a tap Powerstone token for each other creature you control. There's gonna be a lot of Powerstones, aren't there? There's gonna be a lot of Powerstones, aren't there? All right. Now, just to help all of you understand something, it says, okay, Powerstones are artifact with add 1 colorless. This mana can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. This is different from this mana can only be spent on artifact spells. Because if it can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell, you could still use it to pay ward costs. Use it to pay counterspell costs, like Spell Pierce, right? Pay 2 mana, or counters it. If your creatures have activated abilities, you can spend this mana on those activated abilities, because an activated ability isn't a non-artifact spell. What about Kicker? Kicker would not be able to do this, because that's a sort of an additional cost on a blah, right? So if you have a creature spell that is not an artifact, if you kick it, you're still casting a creature spell. So this card is literally this is a format out of 5. Like, I don't really know how to evaluate this. This is just, are Power Stones good in limited? No. Then this card sucks. But I assume it's going to be good, so I'm just going to give it like a 2 out of 5, just to make the designers of this card feel a little bit like they're, doing some good stuff. Because they are, but they need to feel that way. If you ever run this thing constructed, I just expect that the game will uninstall itself. In the trenches, 1 white. Enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1. You can also pay 6. Exile target non-land permanent you don't control until In the Trenches leaves the battlefield. Activate this only as a sorcery and only once. A 10 out of 5? Another one? My God, I'd give this a Yu-Gi-Oh out of 5. This card is insane. This is so good. This is ridiculous. This card's busted. What the hell? This is so good. All right, so here's the thing. Here is the thing. This is what is known as an anthem effect. This might be a little bit... all right, either way. Okay, so anthem effects are like Benelish Marshall, right? You have +1/+1 to all your creatures. So things like this are very good cards in White Weenie style decks. And by the way, an anthem effect is literally just creatures you control get this bonus thing. And so, generally speaking, +1/+1 to all creatures is pretty solid. +1/+1 to all creatures is pretty solid. Okay? There you go. In addition, later on, after you've cast it, you can exile something as though this were a card like Banishing Light. And so basically, early on you can play this as a way to buff your White Weenie lists and bash through. And then, if you're against someone that's starting to stall out, where you can't quite punch through, you can exile a few of the other creatures and just smash in. So the way to look at this card is that this is generally your creatures get +1/+1. Oh, and there's a bonus effect. Often cards that are historically very good in Magic the Gathering are, I do this basic thing, and I have a little bonus effect. Like counter target spell. Its controller takes 2 damage. Something like this. So, again, this is an expensive prison effect. Play this for 3 and then later play this for 6. But don't think of this as, is this good? The question is 3 cost for creatures you control get +1/+1 good in standard? I think that it is good enough. And that later you can exile and bash through. I'm quite a fan of this. I think more accurately, this is like a 3 out of 5 because it's so limited in scope. And Octea gives 5 subs and says, okay, but what about Trenchfoot? That's a great remark. Because here's the thing. Octea, I think there's a problem that I as a content creator face and many content creators face, which is we get too many demands to have our feet seen. And I think that if I'm running in the trenches and you suspect that I might have some stank, jank trench foot, just absolutely gnarled, man. It looks like someone's bonsai tree that they forgot to prune, right? If that's what my feet look like, you might not pester me about foot picks. It's a great way, to kind of keep people off your back. So I think for this reason, even though it's probably 3 out of 5 in standard, it might actually be 5 out of 5 as a personal choice to kind of run out there as like a little wink of communication, you know what I mean? Rachel was taken said, thanks for that horrible mental image. Oh yeah, like I don't know if you've ever like had wet pasta and then you've just kind of let it overly soak until it kind of gets like really bloated and then it dries. Like that's what I want my foot to look like. So that way people will just stop asking me. And of course I will, at any event where my feet are in the shot, I will wear flip-flops. I'm from California. That's considered formal wear. So I absolutely want you to see this just completely gnarled, melted ash pasta monster foot right in your face. Either way, this card's pretty good. Let's go to the next one, Kayla's Command. Every once in a while, Magic the Gathering has just a person's name. And it weirds me out. Like, Gideon Jura is a cool name. Chandra is awesome. Obnixilis, yes! Then there's Kayla. My God, of course Kayla's here. They're selling pumpkin spice lattes still. Kayla's Command. Well, Either put on your Uggs or get me a pumpkin spice latte. It's Kayla's command. All right, 1 and a pair of whites for choose 2. Create a 2/2 colorless construct artifact creature token. Sure. Put a counter on a creature you control. Gains double strike until end of turn. When these resolve, they resolve top down. So if you chose the first 2, you could make the construct and then target it. Search your library for a basic plains card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. You gain 2 life and scry 2. Yeah, Eplush says it's flexible but kind of bad. Yeah. I think that the most common ones will be search for the basic planes and make the construct artifact creature token. Sorcery speed. You know what? I'm just going to give this a 0 out of 5 because I feel like I've been giving out too many high ratings. You know, I'm like a French teacher. Yeah, y'all are good, but I got to flunk half of you, so, you know. May as well choose Kayla. I hate this card. I hate this card so much. It's not a Johnny card. It's not a Timmy card. Doesn't do big stuff. Doesn't do interesting stuff. This might be like a spike card where you know, there's a spike looking at this going, oh, clearly this should cost 3.5 mana. Like, get out of here. I'm going to give you a 0 for wasting my time. Kayla's Reconstruction. Ah, yes, because she crashed her bicycle. X and triple white. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put up to X artifact and or creature cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. My God, it's like really bad Coco. Coco is the nickname of the 4-cost green card where you look at the top 6 and put 2 cheap babies out. I don't even remember what the name of the card is, but I know it's called Coco. That's like me with dual lands. I can never remember the name. I just try to derive it. Oh, is it Wet Church? It's a blue-white land? Oh, yeah, Collected Company. Yeah, it's Coco. Yeah, I think this card is irredeemable trash, except in limited. This card's pretty good. This card is pretty good. Obviously, you need to cast it on turn 6 or 7, but given how many stall the game type things there's going to be fine. Kayla's Reconstruction, I'm going to give a limited out of 5. Excuse me. Lay down arms. Exile target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of planes you control. What? Is this a 1000? This is... Jesus Christ! This is so fucking good. Oh. Ooh. Oh my God, that is so good. Oh, it hurts even. Sorcery speed, I don't give a shit. 1 mana, blow a thing up. Oh. This is really good. Yeah, this I would view a little bit like Cut Down. Cut Down is the 1 mana black card that says destroy it if its sum of power and toughness is less than 5. This is the kind of card that is like run 2 of, because it's very, very good. The reason this is good, it's extremely cheap. Exile is a really relevant keyword. This is just terrific. This is just absolutely terrific. 5 out of 5 in limited. This is just sick. Oh my God, Exile. Oh, I love this keyword. Oh, give me this keyword. Oh my God, Loran of the Third Path. Kayla and Loran. Oh, let me guess, the next guy's name is Mark. Mark, Destroyer of Worlds. 2 and a white for a 2/1 vigilance. When Loran of the Third Path enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Jesus! What? This is very good. This is very, very good. This seems more, this seems better equipped to do something like live in a like an aggro style list that's trying to have a lot of creatures, a lot of anthem effects to boost them, and then maybe there's some sort of obnoxious artifact / enchantment defensive creatures or big things, right? You just like blow this up. Like Loran is great for killing Fable of the Mirror Breaker and other such sagas, that sort of thing. Yeah, a white Reclamation Sage, yeah, right? So good. And often, this you and the target opponent each draw a card. Pretty reasonable if you have a bunch of really cheap cards and your opponent is a bit of a slower list. So this is just great. Yeah, I'd give it, like, I'm just going to give all these cards 5s. They're all 5s. I think this card is sick. And by the way, if any of you really want, like, sincere analysis of these things, definitely recommend channelfireball.com. Loran, Disciple of History. 3 and a white. Whenever Loran, Disciple of History, or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control this turn, return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. What the hell are these cards? Okay, wait. White Recursion. So, I mean, I think that in Limited, this is going to be a 4 or a 5 out of 5. This seems very, very good. I know that they have a lot of artifacts in Limited. And this as a 3/3 for 4, a little bit understronged. It's a little bit weaker than normal. But is just giving you an artifact back to your hand. That seems very, very good. Oh, King KJ just gifted us 5 subs. King KJ, if you have a request, I'd be happy to hear it. Can you explain how the Kayla cards are clearly better than laid down arms in every deck and situation? What's lay down arms? I don't know how Kayla can be clearly better than something that I don't know what it is. Is lay down arms a type of sandwich? Oh, you want me to explain how Kayla's command and Kayla's reconstruction is better than this card, whose name I forgot? This is a great card, okay? First of all, who doesn't love options? Let me tell you something. Well, people who buy scratchers. I don't know if you ever bought a scratcher, but it's just like, scratch this. You scratch it off, and it's like, you lose. And I'm like, fuck, all right, I'll have 2 more, please. Kayla's command, though, gives options. This is like a scratcher with choice, okay? You can do any one of 4 mediocre things. It's like being at a career fair in middle school. It has narrowed down the scope to something that this underformed brain can wrap its fucking head around. That's why the card's name is Kayla, so I don't get scared with a name that I don't recognize. So Kayla's command does 4 mediocre things. Kayla's reconstruction can do up to X mediocre things. It's really kind of about the compounding value of mediocrity, which, let's not forget, is how corporate America was built. So we have these pair of cards that, again, individually just doing mediocre things with mediocre choices. Who has the #1 GDP? America, for various definitions of GDP. So, laid on arms, though, it just gets a creature. Really doesn't seem to do anything that I certainly care about. I mean, what if my opponent doesn't have any creatures? What if I don't have that much planes? And you might say to yourself, well, Sean, literally everyone wants creatures, and you're probably going to have a lot of planes, but I feel like you're missing the point, if that's your follow-up. So I think the lay down to arms is the kind of card that if someone's running 2 of, I really feel like they'd be better off running just 2 planes, right? At least something that has some value. So I really think that, the Kaylas are where it's at. Run one Kayla's command, 1 Kayla's reconstruction, instead of 2 lay down arms, as I previously stated. I think that's a reasonable argument. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, did I almost die? Was that seeing the white light at the end of the tunnel? All right, let's do this. Let's back this up. Lauren's escape. Look, she took a bowl. Wizards of the Coast is the world's largest producer of fantasy art. We want you to have her wearing a cloak with really interesting sigils stitched into the side. She has weird goggles because she just went swimming and she's stolen a bowl. All right. Toasty says, that's an important bowl. Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's some sort of like nickel bolus artifact. This is his bowl that he used to eat primal cereal from as a dragon and shit. Yeah, Loran stole a bowl. Target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Scry 1. Yeah. This is everyone got it. Everyone got it. Yeah, nickel bolus. Nickel bolus is very good. Very good. A+. Everyone note. Oh, look, see, Toasty says nickel bolus. Wow. No, nickel bolus. And then Ed notes, I said it first. Everyone, please confirm that Ed saw it first. Ed does a lot of great work for us, and we got to reward him with a lie. So, Loran's Escape. These always show up and are annoying somehow. Mass production. I'm sorry, are you trying to turn me on with StarCraft terminology? Is he aroused? Yes, mass production. 5 and a white for create 4 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, this one is pretty overcosted. Seems pretty not good. I'd give it a 3 out of 5 in limited. Here's the thing. Here's how I used to evaluate limited cards. In a vacuum, how is this? All right, that's how I'd evaluate it. Ta-da. Now the way I evaluate is if it looks weird and is uncommon, I rate it a 3 or a 4 out of 5. That's basically how it works. Because what I do is I go, oh, if you're uncommon, you're probably going to be like a really good signpost card. And so tokens that are artifacts probably really matters a whole bunch. I'll give you a 3. Meticulous excavation. Ah, yes. The story of me flossing the day before I go to the dentist. 1 white, 2 and a white for return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. If it has unearth, exile it instead, then return that card to its owner's hand. What? What's unearth do? What's unearth do? I don't even know what this does. Okay, so return. You know, I'm just going to wait for a card to say unearth. Because everyone's telling me what it's like. I want the mechanical semantics text. So let's see. This is return target permanent. You control its owner's hands. This is like bounce something back. If it has unearth, instead exile it, then return that card to its owner's hand. I'm not rating this card. I'm not rating this. Why would I rate this? This doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, next one. Military Discipline. Single white. Flash. Enchant creature. When Military Discipline enters the battlefield, enchanted creature gains first strike until end of turn. And it stays a little bit big. I used to think these cards were bad, but the less it seems like it would be a good card. If it's cheap, it's probably going to be playable in limited. That's about it. Myrel, Shield of Argive. Dude, that is a beautiful illustration. Jesus, like look at how the color in the background is nicely desaturated compared to these foreground colors to make this shield just stand the fuck out. Hell yeah. 3 and a white for a 3/4. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Oh my god, it's Thalia. It's another Thalia. Or I guess another Teferi. Jesus. Oh, this card. Patrick Mendes says, before you rate this, give it a -1 out of 5. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Let's see this. Whenever Myrel, Shield of Argive attacks, create X 1/1 colorless soldier colorless soldier artifact creature tokens where X is the number of soldiers you control. Wow. Jesus. So, huh. This card is fucking terrible. Let me actually hit it with you. Patrick Mende, you could have kept $5 and I still would have rated it terrible. Here's why I think Myrel, Shield of Argive is bad. Obviously, this is just a bone-crushing face puncher in Limited, right? Obviously, it's fucking good in Limited. However, what deck does this go in? What does this even go in, man? For White Weenie? I mean, by this sort of turn, I want some protection. I don't want to double down on shit. I mean, God, there's already enough sweepers. It's a creature, it can get picked off. Hey, there's some good sorcery speed pickoffs. My God. Denial Revisit is, as I'm telling you, Dana, and Rebel Rousing Tokens decks. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. Goes in a commander deck. Is the commander... Well, yeah, commander is like Magic the Gathering, but if... No, commander is Magic the Gathering for people that go to those summer camps where everyone gets gold medals. You know what I mean? Everyone looks at each other and goes, your deck's sweet, your deck's sweet. This is a sweet deck. I have a really sweet commander list. And they all just use the word sweet to each other. And then once the game is done, whoever won, everyone goes like, that was really fun. That was a really sweet deck. That was really cool. That was really sweet. And then secretly everyone goes home and goes, I'm really the fucking gold medalist. I have the better deck, right? That's the way this shit works. Everyone doesn't take it seriously in a forward-facing way. It's all about the fun until you get back into the shadows of your Discord server. I played Commander yesterday. My opponent had a stupid bullshit deck that shouldn't pop off, but it did. That's what Commander players are all about. So yeah, will Myrel Shield of Argive show up in one deck in Commander? Yeah, that sounds pretty sweet. But in terms of, like, Limited, obviously, All-Star, 5 out of 5 Limited. In terms of, like, Standard, you know, I don't know. I actually don't think it'll be that good. I think. Probably not. 3-4 is easy to deal with. Just need to run sweepers. Maybe this card's pretty good. I don't know. I'm just going to stick with -1 out of 5. I feel good about that. Gorbachano gifted 5 subs to us. Oh my God, Gorbachano says, rate this like she's your secret mistress. God, I'm uncomfortable with that. I'm really uncomfortable with that, man. I really like my wife a lot. Let me begin by this saying that. Don't I just sound guilty? Sean, re-rate this humorously as though it's your mistress. I love my wife. We've been together 10 years. That's a long time to love someone. And I still love her. Yeah, Myrel Shield of Argive. No, I would just never go for her. I would never go for her. Ever. No, she's not my type at all. It's like way too intimidating. Phantom Various says you're doing a great job pretending this card is your mistress. I don't even think you've started. No, if you don't think, if you want to accuse me of this being my mistress, how about we just go through all of my phone messages with her? I'll prove it. I gotta get out of this one. All right, Phalanx Vanguard. 1 and a white for a Vigilance 2/2. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+0 till end of turn. Bro. Dude. Let me go back to mass production. Look at... Oh, let me use the up arrow because my... Hello. Yeah, dude, mass production. 4 Colorless Soldier artifact creature tokens. Ooh, gonna love putting this in Limited and not in Constructed. This seems like pretty fun, though. This does look a little bit like when your friend who's new at the game is playing with all of the buddies that are veterans, right? Here's a veterans with shields up, and it's like, I'll stab people. You're doing great. You're stabbing. Powerstone Engineer also recently went swimming. 1 and a white. When Powerstone Engineer dies, create a tapped Powerstone token. I don't like things with Power Stones. I'm going to give all Power Stone things 0 out of 5. I'm going to give them 0. I think Power Stones are silly. I think they're silly. There's no payoff for them. It's ridiculous. Well, I guess that flyer I give a 5. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 0. Prison Sentence. Oh, I wonder what this does. 2 and a white for enchant. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2. Enchant a creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. I read the card. I've read this card 1,000,000 times. 1,000,000 times. I'm gonna read it again. Recommission. Oh, holy shit. Is this... Oh, I see. That's one of the airships. So that's one of the mechs from Neon Dynasty. 1 and a white. Return target artifact or creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Creature enters the battlefield this way. It enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. This feels like it should probably be good. Obviously, this is fine in Limited. This is incredibly solid in Limited. There's going to be like a lot of really nice things that come out as a result of this. Reanimating tiny things for value, though? Kroxa? I don't know, man. Lots of good 3-mana creatures. But they have to be in the grave. This card's a stinker. This card's a real stinker. This card is, at best, a 1 out of 5 that's going to be used in some fringe garbage nonsense. I'll bring back a guy that when he dies, it makes a second Power Stone. No. Recommission is marginal value. But outside of that, like, get out of here. You know? Like, this is not good. This is not... this will be the hill I die on. You know what? I'm upgrading this to a 0 out of 5 in Constructed. This is just so trash. Sorcery speed for something a little bit tinier. No. All right. Holy shit. Oh my god. Ordinary Mashed Potatoes just gifted 100 subs. I'll rate anything you want. Are you kidding? Holy shit. It says, big thanks, man. I appreciate it. Ordinary Mashed Potatoes, big thanks to you. And I also like that you're ordinary mashed potatoes, because we don't really need that much garlic in there, if we're honest. It's perfectly made. You're just buttery enough. Wow, yeah, potatoes is rating the card. Look, ordinary mashed potatoes. 100 gifted subs is something that, like, really rarely happens on any channel. Let alone our channel. And so, ordinary mashed potatoes. Murder Hole says, ordinary mashed potatoes, are you now Day 9's mistress? No, I mean, we've never really spoken. I've never even really met ordinary mashed potatoes. I don't even really think I like tubers. So, regardless, allow me to step out of character briefly to say thank you so fucking much, ordinary mashed potatoes. I have a job to do, or I need to get back to saying all these cards are garbage, so I'm going to return to that. But hey, I do owe you one. Or 100. Recruitment offer. At first I thought that this woman was holding up a bird. It was just like holding a bird in the air. It's just like, hey, if anyone want to work for like a bird. 1 white for a 2/1. Wow, that's actually really good. 2/1 for 1. And in this metagame, for 4, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You reveal a creature card, mana value 3 or less from among them, put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. This is going to be a staple white weenie card. Staple white weenie card. 100%. 5 out of 5 constructed. Very good. Very good stuff. Very, very good. Oh, that's some good stuff. Oh, that's so good. This is some great stuff. And this is just creature cards. Nothing else. Just creatures. This is good stuff. Limited. Just 5 out of 5. This is an unbelievable limited card. So good. Repair and Recharge. 3 white. Return target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, yeah. Create a tap Powerstone token. I had 0 out of 5 it has Power Stones in it. God, I just love the idea of just scavenging for old war machines. It's so cool. This is weird because it's non-creature reanimation. So maybe this would be really good with the Cruelty of Gix. This is some good stuff, right? This is some good stuff. Yeah, Ordinary Mashed Potato says, I just got done with emergency medicine/critical care residency. Oh my god, during this period of time, it's been brutal. And it was so difficult with the pandemic. I got so burned out, lonely, depressed at times, but I was able to get through it. Just wanted to show you how much you are appreciated. That is so kind of you, Ordinary Mashed Potatoes. And part of the reason why I do clown shows like this one is it really is meaningful to me to know that if you're having a shitty day, things aren't going great, you can always come here. We'll deburden you. Provide a little bit of pleasant escapism. And focus on crapping on all of the new cards in every new set. That's what we deliver here. So this could actually be interesting with some super pricey enchantments. I'm interested in building this garbage and constructed. So I'd give this a day 9 out of 5. And in limited, probably a 3. Because there seems like there's a good amount of artifacts and enchantments in the bin. Siege Veteran. Let's see, how are we doing on time? I have to speed up a lot. Okay, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 encounter on target creature you control. Whenever another non-token soldier you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Wow. This is kind of nasty. As in, like, it feels like Siege Veteran pumping up the allies, and then when one dies, reassembling them into another artifact. This is pretty cool. So Luminarch Aspirant was played some. So I think that I would say that this is going to be played some. I would give this like a 5. I think I'd give it 5s across the board. Maybe a 4, because it does come down a turn later. But this is just going to grow out of conturn. What? Out of conturn? Out of control. It's going to grow out of control. I think Siege Veteran is... This is just an unbelievable card. I mean, it's a Luminarch Aspirant. Little slower, but with quite a bit of upside. It does demand to be shot immediately. Oh, and it also comes out with the same stat curve as Luminarch Aspirant. That's nice. I'm going to make some mono-white lists. Soul Partition. 1 and white. Exile target non-land permanent. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. Spell cast by an opponent this way costs 2 more to cast. Okay, so basically this is removal, but temporarily. Wow, they went overtime. They went overtime with this shit. This is incredible. Man, this is such a clever way to do white removal. This is obviously... Wow. It's permanent, so I can get planeswalkers. Wow, yeah, I'm going to give this a 5. This is weird. This is a little bit like the Fateful... Is it called Fateful Absence? The 1 in white card that just destroys a thing, and then the person's controller gets a clue. I mean, I just think that this is a really good card. It's kind of like Fateful Absence. It's filling this 2-mana removal slot for white. This is going to be some good shit. All right, Static Net. 3 and a... Yeah, this is 5's all abound. This is a big constructed powerhouse. All right, Static Net. When Static Net enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until Static Net leaves the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, guess what? You make a Powerstone. 0 out of 5. Get out of my fucking bullshit. Get out of here. Survivor of Korlis. 1 white for a 1/1 first strike. Exile Survivor of Korlis from your graveyard. Scry 2. Might be acceptable. Limited. Thopter Architect. 3 and a... Like, this is just so slight. Thopter Architect. 3 and a white for a 2/3. When the artifact enters battlefield under control, target creature gains flying until end of turn. Seems like a perfectly reasonable limited finisher-y thingy. Not constructed. Survivor of Korlis. We just looked at you. I hit the wrong button. Takasias welcome. 2 and a white. Whenever 1 or more creatures with mana value 3 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. I mean, there's the vampire, right? Welcoming vampire. Same cost whenever a creature enters, you draw a card. Vampire is literally better. So maybe if you wanted 6 copies of the vampire, you'd run 2 Takasias and 4 vampires. So I'd give this a vampire out of 5. In limited, when this comes down, This is you looking at your buddy because you're drafting together and you're screen sharing on Discord. And this is that person who you really just didn't invite to the Discord stream, but they still joined the channel anyways. Didn't they have work tonight? Well, may as well just continue to bond right in front of him and just make him feel awkward until he self-selects out of the social group. Like, who needs confrontation? Who needs a 1-minute conversation where you can just get the privacy to have the bonding experience you want when you can just spend hours not interacting with someone until their feeling of isolation and dread makes them leave? Like, why wouldn't you do that second one? Union of the Third Path, 2 and a white. Draw a card. Then you gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. What? Holy shit. Revitalize was a 2 mana, draw a card, gain 3 life. This is a draw a card, gain like 6 life. Huh. Yeah, you probably want some of these in your control lists. I mean, there's one way in which you deal with a player that's playing a lot of creatures. You try to remove one here, remove one there, remove one here until you can afford a sweeper, whoosh, and then blow everything up. Or more commonly, you counter a thing, counter a thing, counter a thing until there's too much on the battlefield. You sweeper, whoosh, this sort of thing. This is kind of going down the Lightning Helix Revitalize route where you can like heal and pick off and heal and pick off until then you blow up the entire board. Officials of Fury says this feels like a trap card. Oh, this is a huge fucking trap card, and I'm literally falling into it right now. I am the frog in the water that's slowly heating up, and I'm just like, oh my god, my pores are going to feel amazing tomorrow. There's not going to be a tomorrow. I'm being boiled alive, but I will run 4 copies of this in the control list. Warlords Elite. Ah, yes, how we all think of ourselves when we log into Final Fantasy XIV. 2 and a white for a 4/4. What? As an additional cost to cast this spell? Tap 2 untapped artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control. This is a limited out of 5. If any of you run this in the control deck, ugh, gross. It's so dumb. I hate this card. Yoshin Medic. Well, it has Yosha in it, so we're going to run it. All right, it's a life linker, 1/4 for 3. All right, get out of here. It doesn't matter. So I can't tell. Is this guy the medic, or is the weird contraptive robot around him the medic that is supporting this guy? I think it's maybe... I don't know. Ah, yes. I know this one. Okay, so... An Autonomous Assembler, a 5-cost artifact that's a 4/5 with Vigilance that you can pay 1 to put a +++ counter on target assembly worker you control. You can also pay the prototype cost, and now it is a white card that is a 2/2. Robotic by Choice says, is that the Kool-Aid dude? It might be. He's like, I am preparing to, oh yeah. Put a +++ counter target assembly worker. Yeah, I mean, like, Vigilance. I mean, this card seems excellent. This is an excellent limited card. Not constructed. Is this not constructed? Yeah, I think it's not constructed. I think it's trash. 0 out of 5 and a 5 out of 5. Combat Thresher. 7 cost 3 through a double strike. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. What? Ooh, okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, this is... Jesus, these artifacts, these are great limited cards. This is a limited bomb.com. Totoro says, these are the things we need Power Stones for. Let me tell you, the only reason you're not banned is because you put need in air quotes. That's really good. Or perhaps these aren't air quotes. Perhaps these are quotes. Maybe these are air quotes. Maybe I'm confusing Twitch chat with air. Do you get it? Do you get it? I just dunked on all of you. Okay, so, yeah, no, Power Stones are still trash, and these I'd rather cast with land because, you know, in my day, we didn't have these handouts. So, yeah, Combat Thresher. It's very, very good. Platoon Dispenser. Oh, my God. But does it dispense monster energy? 5 for a 4/6 at the beginning of your end step. Control 2 or more of their creatures, draw a card. Oh, Jesus, that's good. Holy shit. Create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Ah, it's so good. What does unearth mean? What does unearth? MTG bro. Unearth is return. We can't list opponent cards return to the battlefield one last time. How does it exactly work? Unearth, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield. Unearth only as a sorcery. Ah. Okay, I understand. So it's coming back out of the ground, but it's broken. So it barely works for a brief period of time. This card is insane. This is like 5 out of 5 limited. In Constructed, I'd give this an Ali Eldrazi out of 5. You'll definitely see Ali Eldrazi running this sort of stuff on his channel, alongside 5-colored decks. Yeah, I think I'm good there. Scrapwork Cohort, 4 mana, 3/1. When Scrapwork Cohort enters the battlefield, creates a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Ah. You can unearth it again. Seems very middling. Seems like a tech card to make tokens. Steel Seraph, 6 cost 5/4 with flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains your choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink until end of turn. So this guy can give itself lifelink. Well, this is a 7 out of 10. You can prototype it as a 3/3 for 3. What? Holy shit. Oh my god. The art, though? Yeah, the art is incredible. It's astonishing. I'd give it a 5 out of 5. I'd give it a 5 out of 5 in all formats. It's just so good. I mean, not like modern and stuff, but I mean, this is really good. And it's an artifact angel. Jesus. Holy crap. That is some good stuff. Yeah, this is a really restrained illustration where there's just very little going on in the background. Like, it's so easy to populate it with all this busy stuff. But this is just clean. Oh, yeah, I'd give this 5 out of 5 to the artist. Well done. Denny. It's a little pixelated here. I can't read it. Ciperco? Isiperco? I can't figure it out. I don't know. Takasias Onulet. 5 costs 4/4. When it leaves the battlefield, you gain 2 life. And you can unearth it. Oh. Seems like a solid common. Very solid common. Urza's Silex. Oh, another Silex. Look, it's that bowl. Look at this. Oh, we got a bowl. We got balls. All right, 3 mana. Pay a bunch. Exile or Silex. Each player chooses 6 lands they control. Destroy all other permanents. Activate only as a sorcery. When Urza Silex is put into exile from the battlefield, you may pay 2. If you do, search your library for a Planeswalker card and feel it, put it into your hand and shuffle. Oh my god. So on turn 6, you could Urza Silex, destroy everything except 6 lands, pay 2, and get a Planeswalker? Oh my god, this is a 0 out of 5. This is trash. This is the worst shit in the universe. No wonder it's a bowl. Bowls are completely uninspiring things. No one gets excited about bowls. No one, like, can you imagine if it was like your birthday and someone's like, I got this bowl for you. You'd be like, oh, can it be sold for money? Oh my god, what a bad bowl. This is just absolute, this is a bowl out of 5. This is just not good. I mean, the best thing you can do with this bowl is put your keys in it. You know, when you like come in to your home because you drove, you just like put the keys in there. This is Urla's key bowl. Okay, here's why this sucks. Sorcery speed. Pay 4, blast everything. Blast everything. At sorcery speed? Fuck out of here, man. I mean, I guess if you want more sweepers on turn 4 and you want to spend 7 mana for it. Ugh. So bad. What a bad bowl. 0 out of 5. Don't even run this in limited. It's a 0 out of 5 there. Taildon says, I actually did buy a bowl for my friend on his birthday. Taildon, tell me about that conversation. Hey, I know that you've been using plates for a long time, so I'm excited to give to you a new kind of food-retaining device. It's a bowl. A what, Taildon? A bowl. Let me walk you through it. My God. Did you also get him, like, smart home equipment to go along with it? Was it a smart bowl? Like, I really want to know this. Patrick Mende even gifts a sub to Taildon to really help give us the clarity. Ben Mecca says, Sean likes neither soup nor salads. I'd have a plate of soup. It's fine. But here's the thing. I'm not saying bowls are valueless. Like, everyone needs a place to put their keys, right? And Urza Silex is great for that. But as like a gift, Sean, congratulations. You've graduated from medical school. Here is a bowl. Taildon says, ha ha ha, it was actually a carved wooden bowl. It was pretty, but he did just put his keys in it. Ah, look at that. Yeah, I'm fucking so smart. Dude, I'm like, call in the game. Bowls are either already owned or for keys when gifted. And those are the only two kinds of bowls that will ever fucking exist, man. Can you imagine some Silicon Valley company? We believe that we have created a next generation bowl. This bowl is metaverse compliant, stored on the blockchain, interacts with AR technology, has no trans fat. Like, you can imagine all the bullshit they'd staple onto this product. They'd probably get $100 million at a $500 million valuation, if we're being honest. But still, I wouldn't buy that bowl. They would be over there declaring bankruptcy and saying things like, oh, the market conditions around bowls shifted. We all fucking have heard the story a million times. Like, this is bad. Bowls are bad. Urza Silex is bad. They're all bad. Flame Cyborg gifted 5 subs. All right, what am I doing now, Flame Cyborg? What am I doing now? It says, re-rate Urza Silex if it was a bread bowl from Panera. Sure, no problem. This thing's fucking terrible. Oh my God. If you went to Panera and you got, can I get Urza's Silex with clam chowder? First of all, bread bowls from Panera, they taste good, but they don't feel good to eat. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're done eating it, you like, you just feel the bread expanding and all that clam chowder just not quite digesting in a clean, linear process. Oh my God. And then if you're eating sigils of power instead of sourdough, like, fuck, can you imagine the bloating? Oh my God. Put clam chowder in Urza Silex. You only get to keep 6 lands after the ruin you've performed to your bowels. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like bowls or things that mess with my bowels. So I think really I'm having issues with these 4 letters in combination. Thanks for the 5 gifted subs, Flame Cyborg. I gotta move on, otherwise I'm never going to finish this stream. Veterans Power Blade. Oh, fuck yeah. 3 for equipped creature gets +2/+0. Equipped soldier, 1 white. Veterans Power Blade. This is exactly the kind of equipment that I really want to run in a limited deck. And I shouldn't. 0 out of 5 in limited. Are you listening to me, limited players? 0 out of 5 limited. 0. Yoshin Frontliner. This guy's never hold a sword or a knife in his life. It's a 1-mana 1/1. When it attacks, another target creature you control gets +1/+0. Oh, no, I'm not. Get out of here. Is this actually good? I mean, it's uncommon. This thing, I think this sucks. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 because it's a signpost uncommon. God, this thing looks bad. This looks horrible. This thing's trash. 0. Not a chance. All right. We got the Air Marshal. Uh-oh. We got the Blade Boys. It's time to move on to blue. We did all of white in 1 hour. We're fucked. Let's see. We've done 43 cards in an hour, and there's about 300. All right, it's time to pick up the pace. Target soldier gains flying until end of turn. That's a pretty damn good card. That's a pretty damn good card in limited. Curate. 1 and a blue. Surveil 2. Welcome back, Surveil. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put any number in the grave, the rest on top of the library in any order, draw a card. This is going straight into that mono blue tempo list, and it's going to be grand in that 1. So Curate, I give a mono blue tempo out of 5. Defabricate. 1. Oh, God, that art is so good. 1 and a blue. Choose 1. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. If a spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Let me tell you something. There's this problem that Magic the Gathering voiced and has voiced throughout the years, which is that the difference between 1 and 2 and 3 mana is huge. And sometimes it feels like you want things that are 1.4 mana or 1.8 or 2.2. You want it like a little more, a little less. And the way that they make it, it's like a 2.2 cost, is they put on, if a spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into an owner's graveyard. Or, scry 1. It's really weird things. It's like, deal 3 damage to all creatures and put an artifact from your graveyard into your hand. Scry 1. It's like fucking hammered on there, man. It's like a free bag of chips. Like, that is Culinary's equivalent to put it into exile instead of in the grave. So Defabricate gets a goodness, words out of 10. I'll give it a Yu-Gi-Oh out of 10. Desynchronize. By the way, this is what network programming looks like. 4 and a blue. Target non-land permanent's owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. Scry 2! You can hear the staple gun in the production lines just stapling on Scry 2 to a bunch of cards. So this is the same thing as the one with Fibblethip on it. Like, totally lost. Target non-permanent puts it on the top or bottom of their library. Scry 2! Yeah, 0 out of 5. It might be okay in limited, but it's whatever. It's way expensive. Dwafna. Founder of Latnam. Is Drafna because Drafna drafts a lot of things? 1 and a blue for a 2/1. Return target artifact you control to its owner's hand. Copy target artifact spell you control. 5 out of 1? Can I rate something higher? Holy shit! This is fucking good. You have a bunch of unearthed cards that come out of the graveyard onto the battlefield, ready for sacrifice, and you bounce it back to the hand. It's fucking crazy. It's like artifact power card draw. It's so good. It's a 2/1 for 2. That's so good. And you can copy artifact spells. It's so good. Oh. Yeah, this is like a 6 out of 5 limited card. This is so good. Oh my god. Jesus. Ninjas Like Pies is unearth exiles if it leaves the battlefield at all. This card's like a 3. Alright. Phalanx, Archaeologist. I know I'm pronouncing that one wrong, and I'm having a blast doing it. It's Phalanx. Phalanx, 1 and a blue for an 0 and 3. When a Phalanx Archaeologist enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. And you put a non-creature, non-land card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. If you don't, Phalanx Archaeologist gets swole up. You know? I know the camera cut it off, but I'm flexing down here, okay? I'd actually probably rate this as a 1 out of 4 for 2. I'd rate this as a 1 out of 4. I think that it's... well, it is a... yeah, I'd give it a 1 out of 4. I think this card's bad. It means it's a limited card, but I think it's bad. Flow of Knowledge. Oh, I see. This one is like manipulating the water into like a flow of knowledge. Oh, that's pretty tight. Draw a card for each island you control, then discard 2 cards. What kind of asshole made this card? I hate the developer of this card. Ugh. So if I have, say, 5 islands and I cast this, I draw 5 cards and disco 2 cards. That's awfully good. I think blue-white control is going to be very good. So I'd give this, I'd probably give it a 3 or 4 out of 5 in constructed. This is the kind of, like, there are certain cards that often show up as 2-ofs, which are typically things that are really, really good with some conditions. So Flow of Knowledge, or I should say Cut Down, or a lot of these 1-mana removal spells often have the condition that the creatures are sufficiently small or have certain properties to them, you know, like destroy something whose mana cost is 2 or less. 2 is like a good number for those, and Flow of Knowledge is, again, like 2 of these is good because you do need islands, you do need 5 mana, you do need a clear board, but when you can cast this, it's going to be good shit, man. Obviously, limited, this is great. So, Forging the Anchor. Whoa, we got some text. 2 and a blue. Look at the top 5 cards. You may reveal any number of artifact cards from among them and put the revealed cards in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So if you are like a limited deck that has a crap ton of artifacts in it, Forging the Anchor is often put 2 or 3 artifacts into your hand. 3 mana, draw 5. This is like a draw 5 because you look at them and then you put cards from what you looked at on the bottom, which is the same thing as drawing. Dude, equating shit that just doesn't look equatable is the hallmark of people trying to sound smart. Just listen to the number of times you can hear, health is a resource. Health is not a fucking resource, okay? All right, semantic lords. Health that's the win condition. Literally, just call something a resource. Yeah, oh yeah, just like quick jabs. Yeah, jabbing is a resource in fighting games. It's a resource. Yeah, and so, I mean, literally pushing that to the limit is incredible. Well, really, artifacts, they're basically enchantments. And artifacts and enchantments are like half the card types. So really, this is like draw 5 creatures, effectively. Like, just making shit up like that. That's incredible. Thanatos Car says Day 9 is a resource. That's true. Because I'm just like your life. Alright. Forging the Anchor. This card's trash. Hercule, Master Wizard. Did someone hiccup while they were enjoying their Urza's Silex bread bowl? Hercule, Master Wizard. 1 and a pair of blues for a 2/4. At the beginning of your end step, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Oh my god, draw 5? For each card type among non-creature spells you've cast this turn, you may put a card of that type from among the revealed cards into your hand, and then you put the rest on the bottom in any order. So let me get this straight. So if I cast an artifact and an enchantment and a planeswalker, I could then look at the top 5, and because I cast an artifact and an enchantment and a planeswalker, I can put those into the deck. Wow. So here's the thing. This card is probably like a 2 out of 5. This card is fine. This card is it's fine. Wait a minute. No, this card's very good. This card's very good. Here's the way this card's going to play out. You have Hercule out. Hi, I'm Hercule. I'm valuable, right? Look at her. She's getting ready to come down the stairs. Like it's that scene in She's All That. And she has this expression like, I am a high-value constructed playable. But you don't do nothing, right? So I think Hercule's kind of like a 3-ish. 3-ish, 4-ish. Because here's the way this card will normally play out. You play Hercule in your limited game. 4 toughness is a hard amount of toughness to punch through. Then if you cast an enchantment, at your end step, you get a chance to draw another enchantment. So this is another way of saying if you have a lot of artifacts or a lot of enchantments, give all of them when you play this, draw a card. So I actually think that often this will just be in limited. You play Hercule, and then you cast an artifact. You draw an artifact at the end of the turn. You cast that artifact, then you draw an artifact at the end of turn. Then you cast another artifact, and then you know what I'm saying? The important thing is that Hercule is a ridiculous name for a wizard. Can we all agree with that? I mean, there's Funful, Master Wizard. Funful and Hercule will meet with Kayla. Yeah, I think that this is some good stuff. Instants and sorceries too? Absolutely, yeah. Cast an instant, then at your end step, draw an instant. Cast a sorcery, then at your end step, draw a sorcery. Five cards is pretty good. Hercule's Final Meditation. Hercule. 4 blue, instant. As long as it's not your turn, the spell costs 3 more to cast. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hands and the turn. I'm gonna fucking run this garbage. This is a 10 out of 10. Are you kidding me? Ending turns? Fuck yeah. My god, the name like Hercule? Oh my god, let's get... let's get Marshall Sutcliffe in the commentary booth. Oh, and Hercule's Final Meditation. What a dagger. Hercules. Yeah, I mean, this is some cool shit. The next Nexus of Fate. Yeah, I think that this is going to be a pretty solid card in like Simic nonsense lists. Yeah, this is some good stuff. Or like 1 or 2 in a control list. This seems good. Murder Hole says, how does this work in response to a card played? Yeah, so let's go through this. So here's the battlefield. Here's me. Here's my character. Right, here's my lands. I probably have like 100 out or something like that. Here's you. See, I wasn't that mean. That's what you look like. And you got your lands out, and then we have our set of creatures, right? That's over here. Creatures. And so over here we have the stack. All right. So if let's say we have some cards that are on the stack, and then we have this card that says end the turn. Some of you are really jealous that I'm so fucking good at drawing. And drawing you gorgeous, sparkly beast. Yeah, so if this happens, if the end of the turn happens, all these things... Oh, classic MS Paint error. All right, let's cover that one up. Oh, classic MS Paint error. Hold on. Probably this one is a little busted. Let's make sure these are good. All right. These ones just don't occur, because they were on the stack, and this one that is the blue spell that gets cast, that one resolves, and all these just get deleted. You're drooling. You're drooling. Stop looking at me. You're drooling. It's getting everywhere. It's everywhere. No, don't cry. Don't cry. I'm sorry. Don't cry. Okay. I think Hercule's Final Meditation is actually going to be a pretty reasonable card in some fringe lists. Involuntary cooldown. Oh, someone's been playing against Faceless Void. 3 and a blue. Tap up to 2 target artifacts and or creatures. Put 2 stun counters on each of them. Oh, this is a card printed by a monster. Notice I backed off what I was going to say and toned it down to monster. I'm ready to be a political pundit. Yeah, involuntary cooldown, literally tapping and stunning things has been incredibly effective in the last set. I'm horny for stun counters. So I think I'd give this an arousal out of 5. Yeah, I really like this. In limited. Sorcery, though? Yeah, still. Build the board out with an is it list and voluntary cooldown. 2 nerds start swonking in. Swankadonk, double bonk. Saint Lovejoy just gifted 5 subs. What would you like me to do, Saint Lovejoy? What do you want from me? By the way, if we're running long, I'll just end this review. Because we all know that looking at all the cards is not the valuable part. Bullshitting is the valuable part, huh? Shouldn't Breed says horny for stun counters, day 9, 2022. Yeah, I know. I just said it. Yeah, like that didn't slip out inadvertently. Can we re-rate? Can we re-rate? Wait, it's covering up. I can't see. Can we re-rate the MS Paint as 1 out of 5? Wait. You want me to re-rate MS Paint as a 1 out of 5? Wait, hold on. Let me watch this. Let me Did I do it? Did I do it? Are you kidding me? This program is unbelievable. I'm not going to rate this as a 1 out of 5. This program fucking kicks ass. Are you kidding me? You know what? You know what, St. Lovejoy? Give me something that you want me to draw on MS Paint. Spell your name? I won't just spell my name. I will sign my name, okay? And I'm doing this with the mouse. There's Sean. It's incredible. Look at the incredible name. And here's going to be the day 9. All right? It's unbelievable. So good. All right, I'll do plot over here. I'll do plot over here. Like, look at that. All done in MS Paint. Like, you can't tell me that, like, this program that I'm able to, like, underline my name with. Oh, shit. Look, and I can do some even cool things. Can make this star. Look at this. I mean, this is really nice. Like, I mean, this looks really good. Looks really good. I'd give this signature with the stars like I'd give it at least a 3. Like, I think the signature is constructed playable. St. Lovejoy says a pit bull. Okay, no problem. No problem. A pit bull. You want a pit bull? All right, so I have. I'm gonna draw my dog. She has a little tail. And she's got big turkey legs. Right? So there's one leg. So this is where I'm going to need to kind of free this up. And Cece sits with her legs. She often has like a leg kind of off at a weird angle like that. She's got a big tummy. And then she has a really wide stance. Okay. Okay, we're gonna need to do some edits here. She has little sticks. She's very long front legs, as you can tell. Okay, wait, no, maybe they're closer to here. All right. Okay. Okay. And then she has like it's a wide stance. So this one's going to be way over here. All right. Now you might say, hey, there's some overlap here. No problem. MS Paint. Oops. It's pretty good with this. Okay. And she has, oh God. All right, hold on, let's get the rest of the little turkey neck. And she's got big ears like Batman. Got big ears. And she doesn't actually have the longest snout. This actually looks kind of a good bit like my dog. And she kind of has like weird skin folds here. And she's got really big cow eyes. That like, and she has eyebrows. I mean, hold on. Okay, let me get a photo of my dog up here. Okay, you think? Yeah, some people saw MTGBRO card review and they're like, I really want to see that. And they come over here and this is what they fucking tune into. But this is actually what my dog looks like. Let me see if I can get a really good up close to the dog. Alright, well that's... She's not facing the camera in these, because normally when I take photos of her, she just looks away. Oh, there's... I mean, this is actually like, I mean, come on. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty fucking good. You will admit. Like, this is incredible how accurate this is. I mean, that's so fucking good. Oh, wait, what's going on with my web camera? What happened? Oh, my God. Yeah, hold on. We got more CC pics. All right. Yeah, no, look. Like, literally, I drew the dog. I drew the dog so well. I mean, that's incredible. Yeah, Joe Monkey, you're right. We're minting this as an NFT. It will be stored on the Dogecoin blockchain. Drenzen gifted 5 subs. Thanks for joining us on the, as it turns out, the card review. You might not have realized it. What is your dog's name? Cece. It's her nickname. Her real name is Cecilia. Didn't save? No, because I can do that shit from memory anytime. Didn't save it? No, if I save it, that ruins the point of it being on the blockchain. Are you not fucking technologically futurist enough? Alright, so Drenzen says, please make this an emote. No re-rate, just emote it. We'll look into it. We'll look into that. The important thing is that this card is good. Keeper of the Cadence. It's me. By the way, Drenzen, thank you for the gifted 5. Keeper of the Cadence, 4 and a blue. Put target artifact, instant, or sorcery card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Oh, I didn't mean to yell at you. It's okay. This is going to be a limited jerk card. It's going to be a limited jerk card, because you're going to get to the point where the game's about to stall out, and you're just going to continue to put stuff into your deck and eventually win. This is like a anti-mill card. This thing is totally going to show up. This is going to be a style of gameplay, I'm telling you. You fill up your graveyard to, like, unearth some artifacts and stuff like this, and then you're going to use this to prevent you from losing the game. And, of course, there's donuts in there, and I like donuts. Koilos Rock, 3/3, flash flying. When it enters the battlefield, make a Powerstone. 0, don't care about anything that makes a Powerstone. Latnam Adept, 3 and a blue. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Latnam Adept. It's going to be okay. It needs to be a 5/5 before it's really threatening and intimidating. Probably will get there. Machine over matter. 1 in blue. The spell costs 1 less to cast. You control an artifact creature. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Oh, this is going to be an is it tempo stuff. Don't care about this. 0. Might Stones animation. Ooh, this reminds me of the monsters in the Panzer Dragoon series. Enchant artifact. When Might Stone's animation enters the battlefield, draw a card. Wait a minute. Enchanted artifact is a creature with base power and toughness 4/4 in addition to its other types. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Our Power Stones are 4/4s. This one gets a 0 out of 10. Is that okay? All right. Yeah. This card is actually insane. I think this is an insanely busted card. 4 mana, it redraws, it makes a 4/4. I think this is an insane limited card. 1 with the multiverse. Ah, yes, it's you. Look at you. Oh, yeah. This is exactly what I think Mark Zuckerberg must have been feeling in all those photos if he was for some reason willing to put them on the internet. My God. 6 and a pair of blues. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands and cast spells. Great. 1 during each of your turns. You may cast a spell from your hand or the top of your library without paying its mana cost. Oh, fuck yeah. Holy shit. Ramp. This is exceptional. This is great. So you get a free spell, and you basically get, like, card draw shit. Like, this is incredible. Combine this and Omniscience. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 1 during each of your turns, you may cast a spell from your hand or the top of your library without paying its mana cost. So you can play this on 8, boom, cast a sweeper right after it. This is a 10. I love this card. It's perfect. It's unbelievable in draft, even though it's slow. Retrieval Agent. 3 and a blue. It gets +1/-1 until end of turn. Alright. Alright. Scatter Ray. 1. Hey, look. It's the Temple of Mog. 1 and a blue. Counter target artifact or creature spell unless its controller pays 4. Huh. Alright. It's like Essence Scatter. It's like Essence Scatter with upside downside. Just like the Retrieval Agent. You know, it's whatever. Chef Merc says, is it part of your humor that you've rated out of 4, 5, and 10? Let's say yes. That's good. Sky Strike Officer. 2 and a blue. Flying. 2/3. Whenever Sky Strike Officer attacks, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Tap 3 untapped soldiers you control. Draw a card. Fuck. That's a good limited card. Ooh! If this sees play in constructed, I'll set myself on fire. I don't think this is a good constructed card at all. So there's no risk. I'm going to stay at a chill, you know. I don't know if it's right to use the room's temperature or to use my body temperature. Like, I don't know. Splitting the Powerstone. Doesn't that sound like a chapter in a terrible self-help book? All right, Splitting the Powerstone. 2 and a blue. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact. Create 2 Tau. Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of Powerstones getting made. Wait, what else happens? If the sacrifice artifact was legendary... Oh, get out of here. Fucking Powerstones. I don't want to rate Powerstones. They're so stupid. Stern Lesson. And you better submit to what the deck with more than 24 lands. You better do it. 2 and a blue. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Create... Oh, fuck. Take Flight. 3 and a blue. Enchanted creature. Gets +1/+0 and has flying. And whenever this creature attacks, draw a card. Whenever it attacks! Whenever it attacks! Whenever it attacks! Oh, Bounty Giver says you can sacrifice the bowl to draw. Yeah, just don't tell... Don't tell anyone that may or may not have gifted a nice bowl to their friend. Oh no, it was lovely. I sacrificed it for cards. I'm sorry. Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim. 3 and a pair of blues for a 4 loyalty. Whenever you draw a card, put a loyalty counter on Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim. Whenever you draw a card, so you can -2 to create a 2/2 blue spirit creature token with Vigilance, and whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Target opponent chooses a permanent they control and returns it to its owner's hand. They then shuffle each non-land permanent they control into its owner's library. Holy shit. Oh my god. We're doing some serious tummy times here. Teferi Temporal Pilgrims -2 is nasty. This is just a 5. This is just a clean, easy 5. It draws... It makes 2/2 blue spirit creature tokens that can become huge. It can -12 pretty easily. I think it would have made more sense if it was Teferi, fucking asshole. Alright? It draws and makes spirits. It's blue. It's soul blue. Oh, yeah. Dude, if I hold my hand like this, she just rests her head in my arm. It's so nice. Alright, this is a 5 in all formats. Third Path Savant. 2 and a blue. 7, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I think this is a fine limited card. Thopter Mechanic. 1 and a blue for a 2/1. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Thopter Mechanic. When it dies, make a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. This card is excellent. Hi. Hello. Yeah, you're excellent. You're a good cat. Alright. Urza, Powerstone Prodigy. It has this text. It's a 0. Urza's Command. It has... it does create a tap Powerstone. I mean, you're killing me. What is Urza doing? What is he doing? Vigilance. Draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you discard 1 or more artifact cards, create a Powerstone. Urza's Command. I mean, the art on this is just fucking unbelievable. Choose 2. Creatures you don't control get -2/-0 until end of turn. Create a tap Powerstone token. Create a tap as your color's construct artifact creature token. This creature gets +++ future artifact you control. It seems so bad, but it does have instant speed. I'm just going to give it a 0. It uses Power Stones. I don't like Power Stones. Urza's Rebuff. Ooh, it's a counter spell with upside. Counter or tap the 2 target creatures. This seems good. This seems like a very nice little tech card for an Is It list. Like it. Again, limited. Weakstone Subjugation. A blue for enchant artifact or creature. When Weakstone Subjugation enters battlefield, you may pay 3. If you do, tap enchant permanent. Okay, so this is just like your usual blue, I don't untap ever kind of thing. Wing Commando. 2 in a blue. Flying prowess. Whoa. Whoa. Is it Enabler, baby? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Yes. Very solid Is It card in limited. Might give this a 4. This is a great build around. Zephyr Sentinel. 1 in blue for a 2/1 flash flyer. When Zephyr Sentinel enters the battlefield, return up to 1 other target creature you control to its owner's hand. If it was a soldier, Zephyr Sentinel gets bigger. It's a 2/1 flash flyer for 2, but I think that this is not gonna really trigger that often. Could potentially save a creature. That's probably the big one. Oh, you targeted one of my creatures. I Zephyr Sentinel, save it, and I have a 2/1 flyer. So, but I think a lot of times I will just play it on turn 2 as a 2/1 for 2 with flying. Okay, we get to the big stuff. Oh, we got some Fashion Souls going on. Arcane Proxy is 7 mana. When Arcane Proxy enters the battlefield, if you cast it, exile target instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to Arcane Proxy's power from your graveyard. Copy that card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. So it's like shitty Snapcaster Mage. So like, let's say I have a 2 mana removal spell. I remove on turn 2. You play a creature. I play Arcane Proxy. Exiles the 2 mana removal spell. Removes again. This card seems spectacular. Seems just freaking spectacular. There's no flash, so it can't just like, oh, if I play this, we'll zap things, you know, but it's generally a 2-for-1, and therefore I think it's generally sensational. And a 3 mana 2-for-1 with flexibility seems quite nice. Yeah, I'd give this, all these prototype artifacts seem unbelievable. Coastal Bulwark. Defender. Coastal Bulwark gets +2/+0 as long as you control an island. Oh. That's real. This is an interesting little card. I like Coastal Bulwark. I mean, it's a great way of tuning it blue without making it blue. I mean, that's great. Yeah, I think Coastal Bulwark. I think this card is good. Combat Courier. I mean, the art is good. The art is good. The art is good. Art is good. Yeah, the art's good. Depth Charge Colossus. Oh my god, it's a 9/9 for 9. Oh my god. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now. These are his eyes. That's his mouth. And he has a little fez. That's what this art is displaying. Like, right above his ears, that's where his arms come out, and he has his little fez right between his shoulder blades. So, oh my god, a 9/9 for 9 Depth Charge Colossus doesn't untap during your untap step. Pay 3 to untap Depth Charge Colossus. Or it can be a 6/6 for 6. Oh. Holy shit. Tryptophan says, but day 9, if you turn a fez upside down, you get a bowl. That isn't true. That is such a misunderstanding of fezzes and bowls, Tryptophan. Imagine if I poured you a bowl of cereals in a velvet bowl, right? Oh, isn't that nice? Just the texture of your spoon and the milk against the velvet as you're trying to pull some hairy Cheerios into your mouth. Doesn't work, okay? Fezzes do not flip upside down and become bowls. And bowls do not flip upside down and become fezzes. I'm really sorry, Despy. My cat was just like fucking doing this and like spraying saliva all over. She's just like, fucking dad. All right. Steins JD says, can someone explain what the lore is with the new set and more Phyrexia shenanigans? The lore is basically that if the Iron Giant, instead of being voiced by Vin Diesel, was voiced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That's how sweet it would be. Oh, that's a Fast and Furious franchise joke for any of you diehards. Anyways. I don't know. I don't actually know. I've only looked at 78 of the cards, and I'm piecing things together. All right. Let's see here. Hulking Metamorph. I give this one a 9 out of 5. Or 4, depending upon what's funnier. Hulking Metamorph. A 9 mana 7/7. You may have Hulking Metamorph enter the battlefield as a copy of an artifact or creature, like a Powerstone, except it's an artifact creature in addition to its other types, and its power and toughness are equal to Hulking Metamorph's power and toughness. Wow. I could have a 7/7, 9-cost card that can tap to generate 1 mana that can't be used to cast non-artifact spells. Power Stones are a flavor win, let me tell you. Ugh. I give this one a 1 out of 5 just for being able to turn into a Power Stone. I'm done with this garbage. Yeah, I'd give this a bowl out of 5. This will be a 7/7 bowl. I want to become a copy of your Fruit Loops. Jesus. Okay, when I was a kid, I had Lisp, among other speech challenges. And so when I see this card, I just, like, my heart rate goes up. I'm like, you want me to read this fucking thing? Jesus. Like, I mean, I might have to do, like, a speech therapy out of 5 rating on this one. This is a Thopter. This Thopter is an 8 mana 4/5. Flying 1 Thopter enters the battlefield. Scry X, where X is its power. This card is as bad as my Lisp used to be. There's a reason why I hit my S's so hard, where the sibilants you can like feel in your teeth. Okay? I mean, my God. I couldn't hear it when I was a kid either. They'd be like, say, sour snake. And I'd be like, sour snake. All seductive like that as a kindergartner. And now I hit my S's like so hard. Like, when I say words with S's, it really irritates my dogs. Like, that's how hard I hit S's nowadays. So Thopter is really bringing me back, man. Surge Engine. A 2 mana. Oh, God, I think the art on this is so good. This is also exactly how my dog sits. It's 2 mana, 3/2 with Defender. Surge Engine loses Defender. And gains this creature can't be blocked. Fuck. Surge Engine becomes blue and has base power and toughness 5/4. Activate only if Surge Engine doesn't have Defender. Draw 3 cards. Activate only if Surge Engine is blue and only once. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so fucking bored. Isn't that right? Oh. Yeah, I can give you pats. All right, kitty pat break. Kitty pat break. So this is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I'm sure it'll see play, and I'm sure that I'll have to pick it up and rotate it and read it again and set it down and pick it up and rotate it and read it again. I'm just gesticulating. It's not a big deal, Cat. The Temporal Anchor. 3 and 3 blues. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 2. Oh my god, a leading staple. Whenever you choose to put one or more cards on the bottom of your library, while scrying, exile that many cards from the bottom of your library. During your turn, you may play cards... What? What? Excuse me. I can't see the screen. Whenever you choose to put one or more cards on the bottom of your library while scrying, exile that many cards from the bottom of your library. During your turn, you may play cards exile with Temporal Anchor. No, I'm not. I am not interested in this card. I mean, this is weird. This is like, I've designed a new High Templar, okay? Here's how it works. Whenever you cast Psionic Storm, that storm deals 125 damage over the course of 3 seconds to all units inside of it. And then, your High Templar can only move backwards. And I'm like, what? Afterwards, if you right-click somewhere, the High Templar moves away from that location. This way, we can actually have the spell cost less, so more storms get cast. But then, you gotta deal with your little drunken Templar, like, fucking moving, like... It's one of those things where it's like, I literally understand what you said to me, but I don't understand why you said it to me. Alright. Yeah, just give a Dragoon Pathfinding. There it is. Yeah, I'm not rating this card. This is, because effectively what this card is the blue version of Red's exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. Except you can play ones in future turns, but... Teresian Mindbreaker, 7 mana. Whenever Teresian Mindbreaker attacks, defending player mills half their library rounded up. Oh. Oh my god. What is even happening in this picture? This guy has shoulder pads that are so yoked, they've become lasers. Okay. Earth Defense Force 2017, one of my favorite games of all time, has T-Rexes that have their arms chopped off and are replaced with lasers. And that makes sense. But this would be like if the Tyrannosaurus Rex, first of all, had arms long enough to do this, but did this and its shoulder pads were blasting. And I don't know how it's breaking minds, but it's definitely doing it. And I am in. Oh, this card is just an absolute douche card. What a dude. It's way overcosted. It's a 6/4. Amy, I could Powerstone cast it. Dresden says that's a giant mech, I think, not a single person. No, I mean, I understand that it's a large mechanical object, but furthermore, I want to note something. This large mechanical object was given shoulder pads that shoot lasers. Do you see what I mean? Also, you see that? He's got a ring right there. So that way the giant mech can be like, and kiss daddy's ring, right? Can do some real fucked up dank, shit. So I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 4. I think it's power and toughness speaks for itself. Hey, we did it. We got through 84 cards in 2 hours. It's time to take a break. When we return, it will be black and red. Boy, I haven't been wrong yet.